Okay, Shane Staker,
Here.
Mike Freehoff,
Here?
Douglas Klein,
Here.
Nick Goodweiler,
Here.
Beth Noe,
Here.
Liz Seidel,
Here.
Angie Miller,
Here.
Melissa.
All right. Everybody get a chance to look at the minutes? Any changes or discussion or?
I move to approve it. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? So moved. All right. And then let's go right to mission statement.
There's something
Oh, there is?
for open forum.
I
Oh,
have.
Sorry, I looked at the crowd. Didn't see anybody.
No, I was approached by a couple members of the community about potentially next year doing like an adult flag football league. So I've been approached by a few, so I just wanted to run it by everybody. Bad, good, potential, I don't know.
I think it's a good idea. We're gonna be looking at ways to generate revenue, so that's just one more programming that we could put in there. Are you thinking, just when I'm starting to plan in my head, do we need to hire referees for it, or is it gonna be a self-governed thing?
That I don't know.
You know what I mean? Because if we do that, then that pulls up the cost. I
would
really
say
don't know.
It probably needs referees more than the kids do.
So much. But it's something I can't put a kid into either. I can't ask a
Right.
16-year-old
No.
kid to referee.
No.
I agree, 40.
Do you still do basketball on
What's
Wednesday?
that?
Do you still do basketball on Wednesdays?
I haven't for a long time.
I mean,
I do,
Do you have a rep for that?
No.
Yeah. I would think you'd try it without a ref.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Okay.
I'm just not sure.
We don't
what-
have
I'll
a ref
look
for
around,
like
though.
volleyball and stuff.
Yeah, that's all right.
No, but I've had to threaten before.
Well, we can threaten at football too.
Let me look around and see what other towns do. Because I think Coralville has an adult flag football league, and I'll look and see what they do.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. I don't think there'd be a whole lot. I mean, you just need
Well, yeah,
space
Yeah.
and the belts, but.
right. Okay, I will definitely check into it and see. It's a good idea.
All right. Anything else in open forum? Let's go to the mission statement.
So this is the original one. I didn't do any edits. You suggested something, I didn't. I just put out the original one again here. So what would you like to see?
You guys see the one that I threw out?
Yeah, I really
I
liked
saw
what
it.
you
I
said.
did, I liked it too.
And it's basically this with a period after play. right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
This
seems a little
seems
more.
just like a giant
Yes.
run-on sentence.
If I like it, you want to add to it or change it or?
Can you read what yours is? Where does it end?
Let's see.
After
Like
play.
play.
Well, it was a little bit different though. I put,
I'll try and find it.
I was gonna say, I don't know where it's at.
Too, I think.
It was after ages. It wasn't
I
play.
was just gonna say, I think would
You
ages be
thought
better.
that sounded a little
Yeah.
weird.
I said something, if I can find it here, but it said something about,
I think I got it. You put, the mission of the Parks and Recreation Commission is to enhance the lives of all West Branch patrons by providing welcoming parks, recreational facilities, and a great diversity of activities for people of all ages.
I move we take Sean's, or that's what,
Shane.
Shane's rather, excuse me, Shane. What's your name? No.
Okay.
Do that every day.
Yes, I've got it. I do have it.
Okay,
Okay,
I like that too.
I do, I agree.
okay.
okay.
All right. All in favor?
Okay, who seconded it? Pardon me.
Did anybody second it?
I'll second it.
Okay, doesn't matter.
Anybody opposed? All right, so move. We have mission statement.
Okay. Okay,
Okay, so next,
moving through, shoot, I didn't put it in my packet here. Go ahead.
the West Branch Park rules.
Yes. So I've put in front of you what we currently have, and I can give you a little bit of kind of the things that we're discussing here. So we've added some new, and this is not in reference to Cubby Park yet. This is what we've added Wapsie, and if we're considering Heritage Square, one of the parks, which technically it is. So I've put in front of you the current rules as well as, just kidding if I have a copy of it, to review. One of the issues that has been brought up multiple times now is in regards to the alcohol issues, and not at Veronic Park, at Heritage Square, because it would fall under the park guidelines. It's not spelled out in chapter 45 like Veronic Park is. So we have had a lot of requests from different businesses that they would like to have events in Heritage Square that involve alcohol. And how I've been handling it is if they would like alcohol, they need to take it to the city council for that park. Veronic Park, there's a lot of graduation parties or weddings or adult activities that are happening, so we allow beer there. I don't feel that same open policy should be the case at Heritage Square, just because you don't necessarily want somebody sitting with a 12-pack in the middle of the square during the day.
No, isn't that owned by, that's the park service?
No,
No?
it's city.
I thought it was.
No, it's city.
No, it's
Yeah,
city.
Heritage City.
Yep.
The little one.
No,
Heritage Square, this is the square right
right
across the
between,
fire station.
no,
No.
we're
Okay.
talking next to Little Lights.
Okay, you're talking about where the
Oh,
gazebo is.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the
Yeah, no, no.
string.
So I almost said, yeah, I was like, are you talking about what they call
No,
Village Green
I'm
or
talking about
whatever?
Heritage
No.
Square.
You're talking about just downtown?
Just
Yes.
that little area
Yes.
where
Right
the,
by the Down Under?
Yes.
Right by the downer,
Between
yeah.
Down
Oh,
Under
okay.
and,
Yes.
okay,
Yeah,
gotcha,
yeah.
where the gazebo is, okay.
Right.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought the
All right.
threatening square.
Okay, it's a
Okay.
small square.
It is
It is a
very-
small square that we've had a lot of requests for activities on. A lot.
Really?
A lot.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
But we need some guidelines in place and how we,
Yeah, it's nice to have in the middle of the day would be.
but then how do we,
Weird.
right.
Well,
Right.
question, suppose the Down Under is having some kind of an event with spillover outside, or they're looking, their event includes spillover outside. How would that be impacted?
Their license covers inside the building. If they want to go outside, they need to have a special outdoor.
yeah, they can't have spillover of people taking drinks out unless there is a special license issued for the event.
So would there be a conflict if we were to have a policy that would to say no alcohol in that location, conflicting with their desire to have a license for alcohol in that location?
They would need to get special permission.
'cause isn't there?
Just
al-
like now, it would be no different than now. They need
So
special.
if we say that say that there's no alcohol, they can still get a special
Yes.
license that would go over them? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
when they ask you, people ask to do that, there's already a set of rules in place for it, right?
We don't have, well, they would just fall under the general park rules, which is no alcohol, with the exception of like brewing.
but they can't just get a license without, pardon me, getting council approval also.
Right.
So the council has to approve each event that they hold there, unless they would get some kind of a season-long license.
You're
And-
referring to the Down Under.
Yes, yeah. Right now, Down Under seems to be the most, the one that wants to have the most activity there, although Little Lights did.
So like during Hometown Days, when they had a beer garden out there, they had to request outdoor service. They had to, through the state, and then get it approved by the council.
But presently, is there any rule or ordinance in place that prohibits alcohol in that location?
Well, it would be considered public, and it would fall under chapter 45, I believe.
Says nowhere but
Right.
grounds of Browning Park, within town hall, and public library. Or as permitted by separate resolution of the council.
What are you saying there?
Number 2.
I mean, because I like the idea of, if someone's having, of course, I don't know if they'll do it. If someone's having an event and it's somehow connected with the Little Lights and they want to have space there, I mean, it's nice to be outside.
Right. So we get requests like that. Like we had a request for somebody who's using Little Lights. We asked them to fill out the special event permit. They wanted to go out and do a toast in Heritage Square while they basically reset Little Lights for the next phase of their reception. So I took it to council, and the council gave permission on that. Allowed alcohol, not necessarily, I mean, anybody can use it. You can reserve Heritage Square all you want, but it's the alcohol thing that's the sticky point right now. So there is the option, like Browning Park, we could just always allow alcohol in it, but I think that that's a dangerous thing to do.
Yeah, somebody could go just 1 o'clock in the afternoon and sit down there.
So are you saying that the choice we're looking at is to keep things the way they are or to allow, but not an option to prohibit?
Well, it's currently prohibited, unless
Unless they
get it.
unless by council. That's the current.
All right.
Do you think we have concern that, let's say we just allowed it like the other parks, that there would be a problem down there?
I wouldn't think so, but
I mean, I wouldn't have a problem allowing it, and then if it becomes an issue, if something arises, then you have to address it, but
certainly we can allow it past a certain time.
Good, but I think our police department is gonna be opposed to it, to allowing alcohol in there.
Well, if the policy remains as it is, no alcohol allowed unless for
Unless they
special events, is that a problem?
Is that causing issues within the businesses if they have to go to council for every
The
single?
businesses can't sell alcohol unless they get a special license, so they're really regulated by the state. So it's just, I can't go down there right now and,
Yeah.
with a six-pack and drink.
would it hurt Down Under's business if you allowed that too? Because people would just hang out there and they just bring their own, right?
Possibly, yeah.
So I guess that is something to
I think
consider.
we should leave it how it is.
Yeah, I do too. If it's not a problem, then why change it?
If it's not causing
Yeah.
headaches for anybody that wants to do it. I mean, if you wanna have
They can do it
something in
with
there, you can come
permission.
to the council.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like-
So is there anybody that's asked you that hasn't been able to get, or hasn't pursued it, and they said it was too much of a pain, or
They're denied permission.
or like what?
Well, part of our policy now, we have a special event policy and special event application. And we ask if you were like doing something big, like in Heritage Square or city streets, there would be races or anything that impacts city staff, is that you plan ahead and ask. I mean, it's 90 days in advance. There's always exceptions because sometimes that just doesn't happen. It could be a month in advance or whatever. But there is a policy in place so that if a person gets denied, it could be because they didn't follow the policy and they turned it in too late. So we're asking people, businesses and residents, and to plan ahead.
Has Mike at Down Under said anything about the difficulty of having to constantly apply for a license and looking for permission and looking to have it opened up?
He has not asked for it to be opened up. He did submit a special event application for an event he would like to have October 13th, maybe 13th and 14th, a Friday and a Saturday. So that was just turned in now.
So you missed
He
the
didn't
90-day
meet
mark.
the regulations.
Right.
We can't, the state says how much time before an event you have to apply for the license. And he didn't apply for it within that time period. So the city can't issue a permit or license to sell alcohol out there. So,
But if we allowed alcohol, if we changed our policy,
It wouldn't change it for him.
It wouldn't change it for
No, it
him.
wouldn't affect
change it,
him.
it wouldn't affect,
no,
He still
That-
can't sell it out.
he can't sell
So
it
he
out
would
there.
go- it's for
He
selling
has
it.
to have, he has to have a special license for outdoor activities. I can't think of what the,
No
Outdoor
bars
service.
can sell alcohol outside unless they have a special permit.
that's right.
We're just talking now about like people just
Right.
randomly going on their own and,
no, yeah, I know, I was just thinking of
so it's not
City
gonna make a
ordinance.
difference for him.
Right.
over state ordinance. They make, city making your own policies.
No, we can ban
Make
it.
a tiny difference for like the people that wanted to do a toast.
Right,
They could just
yes,
go do it without,
right.
but I would feel that if you're planning a wedding, 90 days is more than enough to
Right.
say.
Yes.
To plan that
I would think, but
I mean, we have one that turned in their thing, I think it's for the spring, you know, in a wedding that they're doing in the spring, and they wanted to use the park as overflow. So most people have plenty of notice, and Aaron's really good at little lights of saying, hey, if you want to use the space, here's the procedure to go for it and do it.
Yeah, I would say leave it, I mean, I think it protects his business too from people just hanging out outside his business without purchasing his alcohol.
Okay.
I don't know if that many people hang out down there anyway.
Well, I don't think they do, it's just kind of preventing, and it gives our police department guidelines, you know, if they see somebody randomly drinking in the air, now they can say something to them about it.
Yes, lights are bright.
Yeah. Okay. So is there anything else that you would like to see? Any special rules you'd like to be put in place at the different parks, at?
I was just gonna ask, do we need to add any of the other parks to number 2? I don't see a reason why, but the question's still there.
You guys didn't charge me enough for using the town hall. Who do I give the money to?
Did
Well, if
you?
we get a percent of the sale, that'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll take
Who do
that.
I send the check to? Gordon or Melissa?
Me, no,
Let's
Gordon.
see you, West Branch.
Well, I will donate something somewhere along the line to West Branch.
Okay, sounds good.
That might help.
Yeah. Yeah, did you want to add anything else? Wapsie would be the only one. I think when we get closer to Cubby Park, then that might fall in that.
I was gonna say Cubby Park might be good to add.
But since we haven't developed rules for it right now, we might want to hold off.
I couldn't think of any other parks that would need it.
Well, if you play flag football at Lions Field or something, you might want it there.
Yeah.
Right. Currently, it's not allowed there.
Yeah.
If people are using Wapsie,
Yeah, I
right
didn't
now
know
we don't have a shelter or anything there,
I
but
wasn't sure what the future plan was for, if you're gonna add
yeah.
shelter and maybe a couple of outdoor grills, you might wanna add it to it.
Yeah, I was gonna
Right.
say, wait, maybe wait till.
believe that it is. I would like to look at the park hours. Right now our park, this is in chapter 47, right now our park hours are from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's great in the summer, but I think personally that we could possibly reduce some of our vandalism if we, in the winter months, limited the park hours in Veronic Park to dawn to dusk or something like that
Is the vandalism happening
at night.
at night? How do you know?
Well, because you can't see that. That's just the,
Because there's not, they're just hidden back there during the day too. I'm just curious.
a lot of parks have summer hours and winter hours.
Mm-hmm.
April 15th to October 15th, when the water's on, it could be longer, and then when the water's shut off.
Yeah. And the cemetery, I think, is dusk to dawn. I think it says that it's posted, something like that.
I
Then-
like dusk to dawn, but, or dawn to dusk. I think
Or,
that
yeah.
Veronic Park in the summer is used a lot, the volleyball courts are used by a lot of younger people, which happen to use them at night. And I think the more activity in the park, the less vandalism and problems you have. So I like the later hours in the summer, but there's really no need for them in the.
Are you recommending a dawn to dusk for,
For summer.
Not for summer.
Or for winter?
For winter.
So we'd have to pick specific
eight?
days. Or you just
Yeah, you could pick, I would
just
pick
say
dates.
winter?
I would pick dates.
Yeah.
Usually we turn the water on mid-April and we turn it off mid-October.
So say November to
Yeah,
uh,
November to,
April 1st?
yeah, something like that. November 1st to April 1st.
Sure.
What's your opinion?
I think sounds good.
So I'd like to get nice signage up too then.
Sounds good.
November 1st to April 1st.
First, yeah. Dusk.
I just want to ask, there's not a sign presently, is there? Is this just discussion?
It's just discussion. It'll be actually it'll be an ordinance change, so it'll have to go to council. So after we get it written, then I'll send it back to you guys. Okay. Chili supper. Do you have anything else? Sorry, Shane.
No, that's good.
So what do you want to do about chili supper? I have kind of an idea. It's a different idea. I like that we provide the service of a meal on Halloween before kids go out. West Liberty does it differently. I talked with over there, and they do on their trail, they do trick-or-treating on the businesses on the trail, they do trick-or-treating, and then they give out pizza at the end of it. It's like 5:30, it's like, I don't know, 5 to 6 or something like that. Trick-or-treat at the businesses, and it's a free will donation for the pizza, or the commission actually picks that bill up. Attendance is really good. It's super simple. I mean, it's just a simple activity. So I talked briefly, and this is only if you guys want to change things up. If you want to keep it status quo, then I'm great with that, whatever you want. So I talked briefly today with Kevin at Main Street to see if business would be interested, and they would, have trick-or-treating time from the businesses from like, I don't know, 4:30 to 5:30, so they'd have to stay open a half an hour later. And then at Town Hall, people could stop for whatever you guys wanted to do, Sloppy Joe's or pizza or something like that, and just do a free will donation. And then be out of there by 6 o'clock, and trick-or-treating starts for the rest of the town then. What's your thoughts?
I would be more inclined to come as a parent if you did that.
Because kids basically, they want to get out there and they want to get the candy.
Yeah,
They,
exactly.
they're excited and they want to get the candy. Parents want to get them fed and then go get the candy.
And no contest then, just come and eat some pizza and
Right.
I like that a lot.
Then you just need to have somebody prepare the food and
Yeah.
distribute it.
Cuts down the need for the great need for volunteers. What's your thoughts? Give me your thoughts.
I think it's a good, I think it's a good idea.
Especially like including all of the businesses and stuff.
And if the businesses don't want to be open, I know that the candy bowls will just get taken from, but, you know, have them set out a bowl of candy.
Mhm.
That's all they really need.
I think it's a good idea.
In the past, has this trick-or-treating been done with the businesses? So is there some traffic control that would need to be set up?
I wouldn't think so, because it's going to be just during trick or treat time. I mean, or thereabouts.
I mean, the kids are gonna be constantly crossing the streets.
It's Halloween night.
Okay, just asking.
It's a good question, it's a good question, but I think probably on Halloween, we could put, you know, when we do some advertising, you know, make that known, but I don't think that it would draw any more.
Have the 1 hour West Branch Ped Mall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, and maybe have, you know, how the police a lot of times set up down by the fire station. Maybe they would want to just set up on a corner downtown
Right.
here, and it would kind of do a dual purpose. They could hand out their stuff and
Right.
have their police car
Yeah.
present, so people are a little more
Slow down.
aware.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay. What do you think, Liz? You're my big Halloween person.
I think it sounds great. I think it's a good alternative. It reduces, you know, we go from how many volunteers to like just one or two, really.
You just need somebody serving the food, right?
Right. When West Liberty does it, they order the pizzas, and we have no idea, I'll be honest, this year, how many people it would generate. That's a problem. They're like, you know, they get between 300 and 400 people participate.
Really?
I don't anticipate those numbers in any way, shape, or form, but, you know, she's like, once the pizza's gone, it's gone.
Do you just order like from Casey's or?
Yep.
So they're giving the business, it's coming from a local
Right.
business too.
Yeah. It's like order 35 pizzas, and then when they're gone, they're gone.
What are our numbers? Do you have?
It
What
was
we
last
have.
year, it was about 150.
Should we split that between Herb and Lou's and Casey's? Give them each a little bit of business?
Good. Yeah.
Is this a town hall?
Well, then we could do it at town hall, and that would be easier, it'd be fast, honestly, for me, it would be better to set up, it wouldn't be quite the panic to set up, it would be, we could do it during the day.
Still gonna be a trip hazard?
Hopefully not, that's, I'll find out more about that on staff on Tuesday. We're ahead of schedule for the project, so I think it might be done by then.
They're hoping, I think, to be done by then. Yeah.
If not, then it would probably have to be something different.
What's it, I'm not aware of the trip hazard.
The construction.
Construction.
Oh, the construction going on there, oh geez, yeah, I forgot about that, no kidding.
Okay.
If not there, where would it be?
We could see about using the fire station again. I mean, that's kind of a long walk between that. Or honestly, if we're just doing pizza pickup, we could see even about using it here.
Cartage Park?
That's what I was
Yeah,
wondering.
could do.
Just do
We
it
could do something
outside,
like that,
yeah.
yeah. Absolutely, depending on
Just set
weather.
up
We
tables and.
No alcohol.
we absolutely could. That's a great idea. The weather is
Somebody
cooperative.
Just be right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's a great idea.
another month from now, though.
Yeah.
Heritage Park, then you wouldn't even really have any setup. You just, it would be kind of a
Right.
eat on the go, right? They get their pizza and off they go.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
How do they
That's a great
do
idea.
money-wise with free will donation? Do they get their money back?
They put it in their budget. I think, so if they don't get their money back, it's not that big of a deal. I
Yeah.
think I can probably look at the budget and get it out of this year's budget.
I think that would be awesome.
And then I'll contact and see what I can get for donations too from the businesses that can.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Okay. Well, I will work on the details, and then I'll send out an email or something and let you know where we're at with it. And what I need. I like the idea of just shortening it and sweetening it and still providing what the original mission was. I think it's great.
I think they would love it. I think it'd be fun for them.
Okay.
Go through downtown, street exercise.
Okay. Can we just keep going?
Sure.
Trail meeting.
Yep, go ahead.
Trail meeting, we had a trail meeting last night. One of the things discussing as a broader picture of the connectivity between Solon and Iowa City and West Liberty and Tipton and things like that. But from this commission standpoint, and I can let you know when the next one's gonna be, I really would like to get our trail plan updated by December. And I'm hopefully gonna work with the Park Service on that. They'll be able to help us redo our maps. Having said that, I would love commission input, and if we have a meeting to get you guys' feedback and attend if possible. I think we should do a smaller meeting and then at least 1 or 2 community meetings. Anybody interested in being on a trail group?
I am.
Okay. Do you have any questions? That was just a brief little.
Are there any proposals on paper for trails presently?
Is there a present plan? You
West
mentioned
Branch?
a plan.
Yeah.
We have a trails plan.
Okay. Where is that
Um,
located, or how can we see that?
It's on the city website, or I guess I don't know if it's still on the city website. It's on the city website, and I think it's been, probably did it 6-7 years ago, so it's due for an update. But when we did that, the National Park Service assisted with that program and getting the trails plan done, and we had lots of community meetings, and that's how it was set up. Okay. Anything else? I'm just kind of whipping through this because.
We skip an item?
What?
Did we skip an item? Programming
Programming
update?
update.
Oh, programming, I'm sorry. I put a check by it up here.
Maybe I should not let
I
you
thought
go.
You should not let me take it. Really? Fall programming is underway. It's going pretty good. Flag football, we hosted volleyball last weekend. Numbers are consistent with what they've been in previous years. So that's a good thing. I'm gonna get registrations out for the little basketball, the pre-K through 2nd grade basketball. That will start in November. Actually, it start like the very end of October, but so things are going well. I would like to look at ways to increase programming in the colder months, in the winter months. It's kind of a struggle. So if anybody has any grand, wonderful ideas, that would be great. I also had a request we used to do a youth running program, to get that up and running again.
Literally.
So I'm looking for suggestions. I'm looking for suggestions for adult programming, youth programming, after-school programming, whatever you can think of. I'm up for suggestions.
I used to do the indoor adult volleyball.
Scattergood.
I don't know if we could utilize the add-on now. Because when
It's hard.
I know it is, but it's
Yeah.
just
So that's one of the things, and we could use it out at
hard on
Scattergood.
Sundays.
Yeah,
Or Wednesday nights, since that's church night
but they have
day.
basketball.
We have basketball Wednesday.
Oh.
nights.
I know our church used to rent the gym. I think it was like Saturday nights at like 6. And it was just like a family night is what they called it. And people came in and
I was
just
just say that too.
played some volleyball. And I mean, you didn't have a organized thing scheduled. You just people just kind of did whatever they wanted. And there was kids on the side shooting baskets. And we just did it at Hoover Elementary. And then they had the volleyball net up, and parents are playing with their kids and playing volleyball, and some kids are in the side kicking the ball around. I mean, it was kind of
Like an
little
open gym.
It's just an open gym. It's kind of chaotic, but they all had fun and they ran around they had it for about an hour and a half or so, and
On a Saturday night.
yeah. Well, that's the thing is like it's
Because I got to supervise
well, and
like-
it was supervised by the parents that went, you know,
Right.
but you know, I don't. That's why I was like, I don't know how you do it because you wouldn't want it to be just parents dropping their kids off. You want
Right.
the parents to be coming with their kids and be like we call it a family night where it wouldn't be just somebody would have to be responsible for each kid, not us.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Just an idea.
Maybe. We used to do walking on Wednesday nights up at the gym inside. We used to open that up for.
You gonna do that again this year?
I didn't do it last year. I can.
We should try, see if anybody, I will.
What do you do, walk the halls?
In the gym.
Yeah.
Circle laps.
Hmm.
It's good for the older people that want to.
Yeah,
So they're.
have somewhere to go.
Yeah.
I like to do, I mean, it's
Mhm.
something that's inside at least
Yeah.
once a week.
I had someone ask me too about the ball fields going in. Their concern was that they asked if someone's going to maintain the fields so they don't turn into a grass field like the little softball field up there on.
We have a public
school.
works staff that we're going to get trained.
Okay.
That his job is going to be ball fields.
Okay. All right.
That's a hard one.
What's that?
For programming in the middle of
Yeah.
the winter.
It's a struggle. And for like youth programming, it's great to have something right after school. We need to be at town hall. And we need to have an additional staff member after school then too. You know, it can't just be me running the program, it has to be two. So it's definitely possible. Can't do Wednesdays because that building's not available on Wednesdays because we have dance in there. That would be the prime, that would be a great time slot. Could rent the gym, but it's used after school for school things. No. I'm always up for suggestions, so if you hear any or you have any you hear out in the community, I'm all for it.
Too bad there's not like a small little area we could flood a little bit. I've had people talk to me about that before.
Ice skating? Basketball courts at Bronick. It was designed for that.
When's the last time they've done it?
I don't know if they've ever done it. We talk about it every year.
That's interesting. How do you do it? Can you just add sides to it, or do you?
It has sides.
It has sides.
It has drains.
It'd just be for skating.
Wow.
I mean, you'd have to have boards if you were gonna do anything else.
That's assuming we're ever gonna have cold winters again.
Yeah, that's
Right.
the other thing too. is
Yeah.
How do you know that it stays and.
And part of it too is it's so isolated down there. If somebody falls or actually gets hurt and they're by themselves, it could be a problem.
There's a surprising amount of people that do that
Mm-hmm.
and enjoy it more than everybody thinks.
Yeah, then you
about.
get broomball league going.
Okay, now we're talking. Okay.
Any other comments from anybody about anything?
I put the latest information I had received from Nate from Fairgram. If you have any questions questions, I'd be very happy to relay them back to him.
This is projected to be $745,000 over budget.
Over the 2.3, we're aiming for 2.3 million. We have more available for bonding, however, we're setting aside some for the road, the Gilbert Street extension.
So are these things here,
This was Nate's,
okay.
Yeah.
That if you wanted to eliminate,
right.
so they haven't like voted on eliminating?
No.
Well, the mayor the other day, when we had a meeting, talked about omitting that Gilbert Street Road for this fall.
Right.
Now, I don't know much about what that impact would be on the park. Maybe you people do, but I don't.
Yeah,
But the idea was that the money for the road was going to come out of the park funds. So if we don't pay for a road that way, that money would be available for park. Whether you want to use it on a pavilion or whatever else they have here.
There's a couple things that I think probably, even if we didn't have to cut the budget at all, we could probably cut out, just off, and I'm talking off of his suggestions. The trees, we can get tree grants, where we've been very successful of getting tree grants. If we have a tree plan, I think that we could probably fund those elsewhere. I feel like the batting cage, we could probably fund with some good Eagle Scout projects. And not necessarily, I think that that would be a good thing. And I really am questioning the need for warning tracks on the fields. I think that that's a pretty big expense, and it would... So those are just three things that jumped out at me, is that we could probably look hard at cutting no matter what.
There's some extra copies here.
I wrote on yours because on the phase 2, he had not put in a contingency, so I added a contingency. So that's why I crossed that out and put different numbers. Phase 1, there was one, and then phase 2, there wasn't. Did you need a copy?
I got some, my dad's.
Anything you'd like me to ask further about, or?
Where are we at in this project? Is there any sort of timetable set up?
We're behind schedule.
Obviously.
But I think, I'm not sure. I'm not sure when he's looking to take it to bid. It won't be till we're looking at probably starting construction in the spring. Still confident if we do the irrigation system that we'll be able to still have the same opening date in 2019. We had a little setback with the wetland. The credits we were hoping to purchase were not available, so we're looking at doing some on-site wetland mitigation instead. So that put us also a little behind schedule, but that's built into this, whatever, this cost here, this guesstimating
Talked about that
35.
city meeting, and the price to add additional there was pretty much comparable to the buying the grant or the permits they were gonna buy anyway.
Right. It's about the
Almost a
same
wash.
cost. He's also investigating a possible off-site location.
Sorry.
So sorry.
At this point, I don't have a date.
We good?
I don't know.
Any other discussion? Right. When's your next meeting with Fairground?
I don't have a meeting scheduled. Then the next meeting date is
October 19th.
October 19th.
I won't be at that meeting.
That's something fun.
My brother and my nephew are coming into town on that day. So yeah, kind of.
That's fun.
So you want to move to adjourn?
I move.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Yeah, you need
All right.